Welcome to another episode on our channel. I was going to do another customizing video with the camera above me and me showing you how to do something, but I decided something's a little bit more important to talk about. It's about going back to something I talked about earlier, which is kind of changing the narrative regarding art boxes and value and that sort of thing. I wish, I truly do love art boxes. I'm running out of room. In fact, I just cleaned out a bunch of art boxes. I diminished the number of boxes maybe by 1/7, and I'm happy about that. It's just like a weight off of my shoulders type of thing. But I wish I could advocate for toy makers to target two different populations. One population who really truly values art boxes. And again, I love art boxes, but I'm running out of room. And if it brings the price down, I hope I'm not delusional. I hope, if you could target a second population and offer us the figure with, a simple box, and we pay less, I don't think that's impossible because I know toy makers do like collector editions, deluxe collector editions, that sort of thing. So they're already making different target populations. Why not scale it down just a touch more and, just lower that price? Let me tell you something I found out that hopefully makes my case that maybe we should think about different narratives for different target populations. I decided, I'm in academia, and at heart I'm a statistician. So I love numbers, I love data, I love looking at things and trying to figure out, is this a pervasive pattern? Is this just a isolated case, that sort of thing? So I have an isolated case that I think is a pervasive pattern. So I want to repeat this a few more times before I can say this is reality. This is what is really happening in the 1/6 scale collecting community. On January 17th, I went to eBay. I typed in 1/6 scale, hit return, and I default to 240 items. I default to the highest number. So type in 1/6 scale. That's what I did. I typed in 1/6 scale, hit return, 240 items popped out. And then I went to the right side of the screen below the search button, and I sorted it according to items ending soonest. So 240 items ending soonest. And then I started to look at, out of the 240 items that were for sale, that was ending soonest on that day, January 17th, I looked for items that had art boxes with them. And out of the 240 items, 10 items were listed that had art boxes with them. Everything else was either just the figure or maybe parts of the figure, that sort of thing. But 10 items were listed as having not just the figure and all the accessories and the clothing and so forth, but the art box. 10. Out of the 10 items that were listed and ending that day, 7 of those items had no bids on them. 3 items had bids on them. The first one had 3 bids on it, the second one had 3 bids on it, and the third one had 9 bids on it. The first one, and let me actually name these figures. The first one was Lord of the Rings Sideshow exclusive Samwise Gamgee. The top bid out of 3 bidders was $61. I bookmarked it so I could go back and see what it actually sold for. $61 was what it was listed for at the moment. The second one was, let me find it, DC Direct Deluxe Joker. and 3 bids. Top bidder $11. Bookmarked that one because I was going to come back and see what it sold for. The third one was Indiana Jones minibus. 9 bids, $20.50. Again, bookmarked that one. Came back an hour later for the first one, an hour or so, because it was ending the soonest. The first one that had $61 as a top bid. It sold for $61. A couple hours later, or an hour after that first one, I looked at the second one. Top bid was $11. When I looked at it, it sold for $11. And the third one was like 4 or 5 hours later. Went back, found it, and it sold for $20.50, which is what I saw when I looked at it 4 or 5 hours beforehand. So 3 things sold. One at $61, one at $11, and one at $20.50. Then I decided to do something else on eBay. If you go to the left column and you go all the way down to show only, there's a box that you can check there that says sold items. So you can see all the sold items that have occurred up until that moment in time. So I check that box, hit return, and it spit out 240 items, 1/6 scale, that had sold. Now, I was curious about Hot Toys because that's probably the most popular 1/6 scale toy maker today. And I was curious about how many Hot Toys complete figures with art boxes had sold up until that moment in time. And I counted 17. So out of 240 items, 17 were Hot Toys figures with art boxes. They were complete. And out of the 17, 7 had gained money and 10 had lost money. Now, when I say gain money, that may be that may not be actually accurate, because I was looking at, when I looked these figures up, I was looking at the sell price from Sideshow, which doesn't factor in shipping and handling and taxes and that sort of thing. It's just the sell price and the sale price on eBay, which doesn't factor in fees that you get charged for selling that item, which can be 13.5%, which is considerable. So there's a real chance when I say, yes, you bought the item at $305 and you sold it at $311, it sounds like a $6 gain. But the reality is, I don't know what shipping and handling cost you. I don't know how much you paid in taxes for that item. And I don't know how much eBay charged you for the sale. So that $6 increase may be a $20 decrease, if that makes sense. Seller fees are going to get you, shipping and handling is going to get you, and taxes are going to get you. So when I say gain, it literally may mean loss. All right, I don't know. But my guess is it probably does mean loss until we hit a certain amount in terms of the sale. So when I say gains, the first gain I saw was a figure Clones Mace Windu, and it gained $11. But I highly doubt that was an $11 gain. Sideshow, you paid a certain amount, you paid taxes, you paid shipping and handling, and then when you sold this thing, you paid eBay fees. So I can't imagine that $11 quote unquote gain from the Sideshow sell price to the eBay sell price is actually a loss. It's my 2 cents anyway, right or wrong. That's my 2 cents. The second thing that sold, Iron Spider Avengers Infinity War. And that was a gain of $19. Again, I cannot see that as a gain based on the things I just talked about. The third thing that sold was Anakin Skywalker 38. Is it 38 or is it $36 gain? Again, I would be suspicious of that being a $36 gain. Maybe when we get to Aliens, Alien Warrior with a $50 gain, maybe there was a slight gain there. That would be my guess. And Spider-Man Venomized Groot. Never heard of that one. It doesn't even sound like something I would ever get, but that was an $80 gain. So they probably made some money on that. But the one I think they somebody did make money on was Punisher War Machine. It had a $172 gain. So I think that person definitely produced a gain. So when we look at the losses, and I say a number, you have to believe it's going to be more of a loss than the number I'm saying. Again, because of shipping and handling taxes on sideshows and fees on eBay's end. So the first loss was Black Panther Shuri, loss of $6. Had to be more than that. Iron Spider, loss of $9. Spider-Man No Way Home Friendly, loss of $75. Hawkeye Deluxe, loss of $95. Shang-Chi Legend, loss of $115. Captain America First Avenger, loss of $120. Ahsoka Tano, loss of $140. Taskmaster The Black Widow movie, loss of $190. Nightmare Batman and Superman, loss of $265. This includes the art box. All of these are art boxes, complete figures. And the last one, Star Wars Cruel and Blurred. I'm sorry if I mutilated names, but loss of $350. So I don't think people listing prices on eBay are selling the items at the list price. Because out of 240 items, only 17 items sold with complete figures and art boxes. So I know this is only an N of one, but I intend to keep doing this and seeing if this is a pervasive pattern. If it is, our 1/6 scale collections are not appreciating as we would like them to appreciate. And so I would just hope toy manufacturers would just make things affordable to those of us who either do not have room for art boxes or maybe just don't want them. So anyway, if that can happen, if that can be the new narrative, if that can be the new industry standard, which doesn't seem like a far-fetch when they have collector items and collector deluxe items, they're already making things for different target populations, just add another one in there. Us. Or those of us who want to pay less. Don't need the art box. We're good. Plain box, good. But for those who want the art box, just have your different target populations. That would be so cool and so awesome. Make it affordable to those of us who really want to keep collecting. Otherwise, we're on a pathway where we're going to hit a wall really soon if we haven't already. And I don't want that to happen. I enjoy my collections. And I just don't want that to happen. So I hope you've enjoyed what you've heard. And if you have, consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. In the meantime, everyone, please have a great day.